cockroaches, huh?
Yes, precisely. Why, I have limited experience with cockroaches in my life, but the few that I have seen have been the pedestrian kind. Oh, well, the kind that walk. These, Miss Wire, appear to be flying cockroaches. I was shocked. In fact, I was literally stunned. I sat down on the edge of this bed and I wept. Imagine flying cockroaches, something I never imagined to be in existence, whizzing around and around and around. Why, Miss Wire?
Flying cockroaches ain't nothing to be surprised at. They got them all over, even uptown they have them. But that ain't what I
Well,
want
that
to talk
may be true, Miss Wire, but I must tell you, I have a horror of roaches. Even the plain old-fashioned pedestrian kind of, well, that's the type that flies. If I'm going to stay here, these cockroaches have got to be gotten rid of and got to be gotten rid of at once.
Now, how am I supposed to stop them flying cockroaches from coming in through the window? But that, however,
Well,
is
I don't know, but there must be. Now, if I'm to stay here one more night, they've got to go, Miss Wire. Why? If I woke up in my bed and I saw one, I would simply die of convulsions. I swear I would die of convulsions.
If you'll excuse me for saying so, Mrs. Hardshell Moore, you're much more likely to die from overdrinking than cockroach convulsions. What's this here? Lots for lotion.
Well, I use it to take the old polish off of the nails.
Very fastidious, yes.
What do you mean?
There ain't an old house in the quarter that don't have roaches.
Well, not in such enormous quantities. This place is actually crawling with them.
It ain't as bad as all that. And by the way, you ain't yet paid me the rest of this week's rent. Now, I don't want to get you off the subject of roaches, but nevertheless, I came to collect that money.
Well, I intend to pay you the rest of the rent as soon as you've exterminated these roaches.
You'll pay me the rest of the rent right away or get out.
I intend to get out unless these roaches get out.
Then get out then and quit just talking about it.
You must be out of your mind. I can't get out right now.
Then what did you mean about the roaches?
Well, I meant what I said about the roaches. They are, in my opinion, not the most desirable kind of room.
Okay, don't room with them. Pack up your stuff and move somewhere where they don't have roaches.
You mean you insist upon having roaches here?
No, I insist upon having the rent you owe me.
Well, at the moment, that is out of question.
Out of the question, is it?
Yes. And I will tell you why. Well, the man that I received quarterly payments from with the rubber plantation hasn't come in yet. I've been waiting on it for several weeks, and, well, there seems to be a little misunderstanding about last year's tax.
Oh, now just stop it. Okay? I've heard enough of this goddamn rubber plantation. The Brazilian rubber plantation. You think I've been in this business 17 years without learning nothing about your kind of women?
What is the implication in that remark?
I suppose the men you have in here tonight come to discuss the Brazilian rubber plantation.
You must be crazy to say such a thing.
I hear what I hear, and I know what's going on.
I know you spy. I know you listen at doors.
I never spy, and I never listen indoors. The first thing a landlady in the French Quarter learns is not to see and not to hear, but only to collect the money. As long as that comes in, okay. I'm blind, I'm deaf, I'm dumb. But as soon as it stops, I recover my hearing and also my sight and also the use of my voice. If necessary, I go to the phone right now and call up the chief of police who happens to be an in-law of my sister's. I heard that argument last night over money.
What argument? What money?
He shouted so loud I had to close the front window to keep the noise from carrying out into the streets. I heard no mention of any rubber plantation, but plenty of other things plainly referred to in that midnight conversation you had. Lots for lotion to take polish off of nails. Am I in my infancy? Am I? That's on par with the wonderful rubber plantation.
Marissa. Marissa Chris. Chris.
I've always traveled, plane loads, bus loads, and train loads, of course.
That doesn't mean you're not still really alone.
I never failed to make instant connection with any of my people in my parties.
Yes, with the youngest young lady. And I was on the veranda this afternoon when the latest young lady gave a demonstration of just how lonely the intimate connection has always been for you. In the cold, inhuman hotel room, Mr. Shannon, after which you despise the young lady almost as much as you despise yourself. Oh no, Mr. Shannon, don't kid yourself that you've ever traveled with someone. You've always traveled alone, except for your spook, as you call it. Nothing, nobody has ever traveled with you.
Well, thank you for your sympathy, Miss Jokes.
You're welcome, Mr. Shannon.
Well, if this conversation is over, I think I'll go for a swim now.
China.
No, not China. The little island over here, sleep on, called Cantina Serena.
Why?
Well, I'm not a nice drunk, and I was about to ask you not so nice questions.
Well, ask him. There's no set limit on questions here tonight.
And no set limit on answers?
None that I can think of between you and me, Mr. Shannon.
All right. That I will take you up on.
Do?
All right, my question is this. Have you ever in your life had some sort of love life? But you said there was no set limit on questions.
Would you mind repeating the question?
Have you never had in all of your life, all your travels, all your experience, ever have what Larry the Crackpot Shannon would think of as a love life?
There are worse things than chastity, Mr. Shannon.
Yeah, lunacy inevitable, worse, maybe. But chastity isn't a thing that attractive women or a beautiful woman or an attractive man would just fall into like a booby trap or a gopher hole, now is it?
Yes. Yes, I've had two experiences, well, encounters with,
Two, you say?
yes, I've had two. The second was much more recent, only 2 years ago, when Nono and I were operating at the Raffles Hotel in Singapore. We came across this middle-aged, sort of nondescript Australian salesman, you know, plump, bald-spotted, with a bad attempt at speaking with an upper-class accent and terribly over-friendly. The Aussie salesman asked me to stand pan with him, and I accepted. I did, I accepted. He looked intensely, passionately into my eyes, and he said, Miss Jones, would you do something for me? Will you do me a favor? If I turn my back, if I look the other way, will you remove some piece of your clothes and let me hold it? Just hold it.
Fantastic. What did you do? I mean, in a situation like that.
I gratified his request. I did, and he kept his promise. He kept his back turned while I removed the piece of clothing.
You do? With it.
He didn't move, except to seize the article that he requested, and I turned my back while his satisfaction took place.
That experience, you call that?
A love experience? Yes, I do call it love.
That sad, dirty little episode.
Sad
You
it
call
certainly
that-
was for the odd little man, but why do you call it dirty?
What did you do when you went into the bedroom?
Didn't do anything. I
Siri unavailable. Connect to the internet.
confused a little. how apologetic he was. Gentle, shy, and very well delicate about the whole thing. However, I will admit it was on a fantastic level.
You know, you're...
What am I? Fantastic? What's that for? You going to strangle me, Mr. Shannon?
Can't stand to be touched.
Save it for the widow. It isn't for me.
You're right. It isn't for you. I mean, I can do it with Mrs. Falk. Inconsolable widow. But I can't do it with you.
Spinster's lost, widow's gain, Mr. Shannon.
Or widow's lost, spinster gain. Either way, the whole thing sounds like a parlor game in a Virginia or Nantucket parlor. But I wonder something.
What do you wonder?
If we couldn't just travel together. I mean, just travel.
Could we, in your opinion?
I don't see why not.
I think the impracticality of that idea will appear much clearer to you in the morning. Morning can always be counted on to bring us back to a more realistic level. Good night, Mr. Shen. I have to go pack before I get too tired to.
Don't leave me here yet.
I have to pack so that I can get up early in the morning and try my luck in the plaza.
You won't sell a watercolor or a sketch in that hot plaza tomorrow. All right, Miss Jones, honey, I don't think you're the one operating on an operational level.
Oh, would I be if I thought we could travel together?
I still don't see why we couldn't.
Mr. Shannon, you are not welcome to travel anywhere with anyone right now. Sorry, does that sound cruel?
What, you mean that I'm stuck here for good? Winding up with the inconsolable widow?
We all wind up with something or someone. And if it's someone instead of just something, perhaps we're lucky. Unusually lucky. Oh, tomorrow,
What about tomorrow?
I think it might be better tomorrow if we avoid having any more interactions on the veranda because Mrs. Falk is a morbidly jealous woman.
Is she?
Yes. She seems to have misunderstood our sympathetic interest in each other. So I think it's better if we avoid any more long talks on the veranda and until she's thoroughly reassured, perhaps we should just say good night and good morning to each other.
We don't even have to do that.
Well, I will, but you don't have to answer.
How about wall tappings between us by way of communication? I know like convicts in separate cells do, each by tapping on the walls. Here, how's this? 1 tap, I'm here. 2 taps, are you there? 3 taps, yes, I am. 4 taps, oh, that's good, we're together. Oh, Christ. Here, take this. Here, take my gold cross. 22 karat gold.
What are you?
Look, there's a fine amethyst in it, all right? Take it, should take care of the money to get you back into the States.
Mr. Shannon, you're making no sense at all right now.
You're the one who's not making sense talking about tomorrow.
Well, I was saying that it would be better if Mrs. Falk didn't see.
You're not going to be here tomorrow. Don't you remember saying that you won't be here tomorrow?
I forgot. I did. I forgot.
Widow wants you out. Out you'll go. Even if you do sell your watercolors like hotcakes to those parish dogs in the plaza.
Suppose you're right, Mr. Shannon. I must be too tired to think, or I've contracted your fever. I had actually had slipped my mind for a moment, but.
Now listen, if you don't take this gold cross that I never want to wear again, I'm just going to pitch it off the veranda to that
All right,
stupid...
Mr. Shannon, I'll take it out. Hold it.
Pocket. You got
wrong way. Walk past yourself.
I did, I'm sorry. Never been this tired in my whole life.